Here we go.
Make sure that's working. Can everyone hear that?
The
Hear
music, well, the
Yeah.
noise, yeah.
I don't hear
Groovy's
anything.
working, if that's what you're asking.
Oh. Do I have to
I
turn-
can't hear any music.
I can't hear
It's
anything.
groovy.
Just like ambient
Oh,
sound.
my groovy's lowered.
It's because I
Yeah,
turned
same.
the Ruby right down.
Ah, right,
Same.
okay.
Okay, yeah. I can hear it, yeah.
Thought might as well use it.
Have
Right.
you got to mute it completely, Max?
Nah, as long as we keep talking, we're all good. No awkward silences allowed.
It's okay. So, is everyone ready?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Bye.
Okay. All right. So let's start. This is the start of Icewind Dale. You've all got your characters ready.
Yeah.
So, hidden in the northern reaches of the Forgotten Realms is an unforgiving land that has been trapped in a perpetual winter. Ferocious blizzards and avalanches make the mountain pass through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous, and cuts off this icy desert from the rest of civilization. This land has not felt the warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, even in the height of summer. It has been cast into an everlasting darkness, granting only 4 hours of twilight each day. In this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Welcome to the Icewind Dale. Most of the Dale
Clapping.
residents blame Ariel, the Frostmaiden, the god of winter's wrath. It is said that the shimmering aurora that weaves across the night sky each night is her doing. A potent spell that keeps the sun at bay and the Dale in a frozen prison. And although each town has resolved to appease the Frostmaiden with sacrifices, in one form or another, no respite from winter's fury seems forthcoming. Now, a band of unlikely friends and strangers alike are about to have their fate sealed and tested in ice and snow, and bonds forged in blood. A dwarf begins to wake up from a deep sleep, an unnatural sleep, eyes as heavy as anvils. It begins to open them. Var, please could you describe your character?
Everyone, this is Richard. I'm playing Var today. He is a not smelly. He's like a greyish dwarf who's been in underground far too much of his life, as a good dwarf should. And he himself is just clad in his chainmail. And to look at him, you won't think it, but he's a cleric. He worships his god, who is called Orison. He's a god of fire, but also of like vengeance and justice. And he has felt it within his god's call to send him to the north to look for a champion.
Perfect. As you open your eyes, Var, the rest of your senses live once more. You instantly notice the cold wind biting at your large dwarven nose. It stings as the teeth of winter bites down hard on your roughened skin. You hear the turning of wheels crunching through snow and the grunting of tired beasts. Confused, you look around and you find yourself in a cage with about a dozen other bodies, which you assume to be dead. Your head pounds as though the logical side of your brain is looking for a violent escape. You sit confused and empty, trying to process what you remembered last. The world around you is dark and still spinning, but as you look up, you see the most beautiful, vivid mix of greens and pinks dancing in the night sky, through the gaps of iron bars, encased in ice. After a few moments, you realize that you're moving, and the cage is attached to a carriage. You listen carefully, and hear the muffled voices of two strangers, whispering in an unfamiliar dwarven dialect. Your attention shifts to the bodies in the rest of the bodies in the cage, as half of them begin to move. Johnny, will you describe your character, please?
Johnny as in me, yep. I thought I was like,
Yep.
wait, Johnny joined? Oh shit.
Nope. That's what you named your character.
Yeah. I am a 5'10" human with dark hair, close to black. It's fairly shaggy hair. He's got a very rusty monocle in one eye, and he looks quite well dressed, but you can tell it's being patched up, and it's not in the best of conditions. And he has a black twirly little mustache as well, and he seems a bit dazed and confused, and is not too sure how he ended up here.
Perfect. Adriel, would you please describe your character?
So,
That would be you, Alice.
Adriel, I was muted. Adriel is played by me, yeah, Alice, and I'm a wood elf with light brown hair, and I'm wearing earrings made out of feathers and bracelets made out of plant materials, as like using nature as a way to dress myself, and I've got a cape with fur around the edges, around the collar to keep myself warm, and I'm got my hair in a long braid, and just looking around, really confused and dazed and a bit out of it at the moment.
And Dolomin. Aid, will you
That's-
describe your character?
Okay, so Adalamin's he's a
Okay.
halfling.
I
It's
wrote
alright,
that down wrong.
it's
There
a
we
weird
go.
name. He's a halfling. He's quite well dressed, as well as you can dress with a moderate amount of money. He doesn't look rich by any means, but he's pretty well dressed. He's getting towards almost 4 foot tall. You know, he's pretty tall for a halfling, although he likes to think. He's got his hair sort of pulled back into a little bun on the back of his head. He's quite sort of slender of build. Yeah, he clearly, from his clothes, he likes the colour purple.
Perfect. And Gozor, or Dudley, will you describe your character, please?
Yes, my character is a Leonin paladin called Goza Ironmane. Hang on. He's 7 feet tall. He's quite tall. He's a big, massive lion. So imagine Aslan, but as a human-sized Aslan. And he's a paladin of vengeance, or soon to be when we level up.
Okay, perfect. And last but not least, Bok or Doug, would you please describe your character?
So, Bok is a barbarian. He is a bugbear and is about 6'5", 6'6", and he has this sort of mustardy yellow, like short fur all over his body, and then like thicker, dark brown fur, like as that sort of forms a beard and forms like a scraggly sort of messed up hairstyle as well. He sort of wears bits of whatever he can find, so sort of like scraps of belts that he sort of fashions into like a vest, as well as a loincloth. And he also wears a bright red hood and cape that doesn't quite fit him. He also carries a dwarven great axe, which also has like an extra sort of bit of tree branch tied to the end of it to make it more suitable for his size. Considering he's quite a bit bigger than a dwarf, he couldn't really hold a dwarven great axe in a two-handed way. And yeah, I mean that's him.
Perfect. Okay, so As you all sort of start coming to, you notice there are other bodies inside the cage with you. However, none of them made it. There's about 4 other bodies. As you all sort of look around and sort of begin to sort of check yourselves, you realise that you've all been unarmed, and you're not chained or anything, but you are in the back of a cage, and the cage is sort of moving slowly. As you sort of come together and sort of a little bit confused, you feel the terrain beneath the wheels get a little bit tougher, like the snow is getting deeper. You're no longer on the road. The carriage is having a hard time getting through the thick snow, and it feels as though the wheels have stopped turning and the carriage is being dragged. The sounds of grunting beasts, exhausted and broken, suddenly fall silent as the carriage comes to a stop. You hear the sound of something large fall heavy in the snow before the rear wheel on the right lifts off the ground, putting too much force on the left wheel. So it sort of tilts up as something at the front has fallen. You hear the sound of wood creaking before it starts to splinter and snap. And then the carriage comes crashing back to the ground, but sort of on a slant. The 2 voices that you heard, Var, sort of get a little bit louder, as though they're shouting at each other. And a few moments later, you see a small and stocky figure come round to the back of the carriage to take a look at the damage. He lights a torch to see the extent of the damage before he heads back to the front. He didn't see much, but he is wearing a thick winter clothing and he's hooded to protect his face from the elements. You also notice a long and thick white beard, which was blowing in the wind. As he heads back, he begins to shout again, but this time, the second voice does not respond. Suddenly, you feel the temperature drop even further. The cold now stings any exposed flesh, as though you are being branded by every snowflake, and a thick fog creeps its way in. And it's started to surround you before you could even notice, sort of like how a tide would come in just out of nowhere. The shouting gets louder, but begins to drown in the sound of the howling wind. The worried shouting from this mysterious person turns quickly into screams of pain, before nothing. All you hear now is the wind. It howls as though it too is in pain. And even though you cannot sense the 2 men that seemingly took you as their prisoner, you can't help but feel that you're still not alone. Now, the floor is over to you guys. What do you do?
And we just have the clothes on our back, basically. That's all we have, right?
That's all you've got at the moment, yeah.
Are there any other carts being pulled, or is it just our cart?
Not that you can see. You can't see anything behind you, but I mean, it's certainly possible if something could have been pulled in front. You can't see.
What's the base of our cage? Is that the wood of the cart, or is it like
It
metal
is.
stuff?
It's wood.
Can I try punch my way through it?
Of course you can. Can you roll a just a base strength check for me, please? Yeah. Takes you a couple of minutes, but you just stop pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding at the floor, sort of shifting bodies to the side that are already there, frozen stiff. Rigor mortis on them has already set in. But you keep pounding and pounding your way through. Your fist gets a little bit bloodied, but you don't really feel the pain just because of the sheer cold and everything's numb. Eventually you do make a hole big enough for everybody to slip through.
I'm gonna look at the other lot and say, I don't know who you are, but we're in this together. Let's get out of this together.
Nice. Thank you.
You don't have to tell me twice. Let's go.
Where on earth are we?
Who knows?
Hoping one of you guys knew that.
This does not look like Waterdeep.
Kind of just shrug.
Does not look like Waterdeep, does it?
Definitely colder.
Is there anything significant about the 4 other bodies?
Not really. I mean, you can do a medicine check to see if you can figure out how they died.
Sure.
That'll do it. Yeah, perfect. As you sort of search the bodies, you notice at the back of the ear. You've done a very extensive search of the bodies, but in a very short amount of time. The back of the ear, you see a hole, sort of not a huge hole, but sort of big enough, I would say, for like a pin, not the size of a needle, like a syringe, just a bit bigger, like the back of a badge has sort of gone in.
Is this what would have killed them?
No, you've deducted that they have died from freezing to death.
Okay. Before I tell everyone else, can I just check my own ear?
Of course you can.
Okay, I check my ear.
There's
Do
a
I
hole.
have a hole?
There is.
Okay. Well, these bodies froze to death, so I suggest it'd be a good idea that we get out of the cold. And I climb through the hole.
Okay. Does everyone
see
climb
our
up?
stuff?
Feel free to search the area.
Yeah, let's have a
I'll
look
search around and rummage. I'm like panicking because I don't have a spellbook on me.
Okay. So who's searching?
I'll have a
I
look.
would like, yeah. I think we both have another
Okay.
look, can't we?
That's fine. One of you can roll with advantage, or you can both roll separately. It's up to you. Investigation.
What kind of? Ooh, I'm pretty good at investigating. If you want to give me advantage.
Yeah, I'll give you advantage then.
Aye. 20. Plus. Oh God.
Good
So-
advantage.
You look around, and you do. I mean, it takes you a few minutes, and the weather is getting a lot worse. The fog is so thick; it is very hard to see. You can barely see 5 feet in front of you.
Yeah.
Takes you a while, but on the carriage, you do find a sack full of weapons, and indeed your spellbook.
Contain the rest of my possessions.
It does.
I'll let everyone know. And I'll just clutch my spellbook tightly.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So
I hurry
Guys,
over to grab my
Everything's in
things.
here. I presume your stuff's in here. My stuff is definitely is.
Oh yeah.
Both my axes in there?
I'll just whip out a top out. I presume so. My hat is here.
I'm gonna rummage through for my stuff then.
Yeah, I'll have a little rummage as well then.
I'm gonna
Edrel,
push
Adelamin,
through
do you-
everybody. I'm gonna muscle through and be like, careful how you rummage in there. There might be a loot in there. Be careful with it. You know, pull it out, jam it out and start messing with the tuning pegs and stuff. Being like, oh man, the cold is gonna be terrible for my strings.
okay. While you were turning the tuning pegs, do you pluck your loot at all to check the tuning?
Oh, I think out of habit, I'd just have to.
Okay.
Well, if you're worried about cold strings being part of your performing troupe, I can prestidigitation to warm up your strings.
Oh, go on. Thanks, Johnny.
I can be your
really
warm
appreciate
up act. I've already told you, Adelamin, it's Johnny Flash. Not just Johnny,
Johnny
not
Flash.
Mr. Flash, Johnny Flash.
We're not calling you Johnny Flash every single
Yeah.
time we say your name.
I'm
We've
sorry,
gone
Johnny.
through
It's just not
this.
happening.
I thought we agreed on this.
No, we didn't agree.
As you
Just gonna
argue,
stare at the 3 of them.
And as a Doloman is plucking his strings as they've been warmed up, and he's just checking them, making sure that they're okay. Strings are fine. There's nothing wrong with them. But suddenly, you start to hear it's
What
coming
was that
from
noise?
I
different
don't think we had the
directions.
noise. Sorry.
What was it? Was the noise just a burp?
Burped.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't a burp.
I'd like to
tried
try
to
and
growl.
hide.
that was me.
I'll try again. So, all of a sudden, you hear
Oh,
Me again. No.
so.
Ah.
It's just a sound of growling, not burping, as it probably sounds like.
Thanks for clarifying.
So you struggle to see anything through the dense fog and snow, and the wind is really loud. But the growls are coming from all around you, making it difficult to pinpoint a direction.
Oh no.
Can I roll
Plus-
to be scared?
You are already scared because
Oh, boy.
claustrophobia begins to set in.
Can I
all
ready
of you.
my axe?
You can ready your axe.
I'm gonna go over to the sack and pick up what's left. I assume is my sword and shield, and stand at the
Yeah.
ready.
Okay. So the growls are it's like a cyclone of around you, and they start to close in, getting louder.
That's so
Sounds
good though.
great.
Can
It's
I
now we know what they are. That's so good though.
can I do a perception check to see if I can make out where the sound's coming from, or if I can see anything?
You can certainly try.
Oh, you're +5. Oh my god.
Okay. So you notice as you try to listen, you cannot see anything. The fog is just too thick. You try to listen, and the growls. You can pinpoint maybe 4 or 5 different animals. You're not entirely sure where they are. You're not entirely sure exactly the direction they're coming from, just because your vision is obscured and there's too many of them around you to be able to pinpoint it.
I'm
And
gonna. Oh god.
at this point, you sort of huddle together, sort of backs turned to each other, looking around.
All right, I'm gonna turn to Gozor Iron Mane, and I'm gonna say to him, "I can hear quite a few of them. Don't know where from though."
Sorry, I can't get into the character.
Holy shit, there were polar
Just
bears
go.
that were driving us.
Meow.
Oh, when they appear, go.
Sorry, I was speaking Leonin, sorry.
So it starts to get closer, closer, as if it's slowly creeping.
And we still can't see anything.
You can't see anything. You can barely see your hand in front of your face. It is that foggy. And, there's thick snow falling from the air.
How
So you can't see anything.
can I start digging into the ground? How deep is the snow?
So at the moment, you're sort of on the path. It's been sort of crunched down.
Okay.
There's probably maybe 2 inches of snow under you.
Can I cast Fairy Fire?
Of course, yeah, go ahead. Is there a particular direction you want to throw it?
It's 20-foot cube, isn't it? So it just goes out.
Cube, yeah,
from,
you're gonna
like-
have to choose where your cube goes.
Okay. Considering I'm on. Hang on, I'm gonna draw a little bit on the inside. Considering I'm over here, I'm gonna throw it out somewhere around here.
Okay. So, right.
I'm gonna do that. On the
Thank
spell
you.
slot.
Okay, so it's concentration. Right. Okay. So it doesn't do any damage, it just sort of highlights.
Yeah.
So any creature in your spell is cast outline in the light of it fails dexterity saving throw. What's the DC?
That is 13.
13.
Dexterity.
You cast Fairy Fire into a 20-foot, just dissipates.
Okay.
Getting closer now. When you cast out Fairy Fire, it's caught the attention of something. Var, please can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Ooh.
James, I've lost the background on my screen. I've just got
Refresh.
rid.
You should be able to refresh.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, I just realised it's actually animated. I thought my eyes
Bill
were doing
Gates
that to me.
campaign so much more.
go.
I'm actually getting high rolls on it.
Use it
Yeah,
all up now.
okay. So, uh, duh, 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 duh.
Ooh, there we go.
So, after you've cast Fairy Fire, and it dissipates into the wind, you start hearing sort of snapping now. And then, all of a sudden, a wolf, quite large, probably about maybe 4 or 5 inches taller than you are, comes out of almost nowhere. You didn't see it, and takes a jump at you. And you just manage to dodge out of the way, and it jumps and then just disappears again into the mist.
Oh no.
Now the growling's getting louder.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Like-
Coming
Tears
from
do.
that direction.
What the hell just happened?
Or is it still all around us?
It's coming from all around you again.
Okay.
It's all around you.
I'm gonna cast Produce Flame, so I can try and see something a bit better.
Okay.
Um,
Uh,
Oh, that's to attack. You could just have it hovering in your hand as well.
yeah, I wanted to have it hovering in my hand.
So,
wanted
as
to have it
you
hovering to start with, and then use it to attack if I needed to.
so all of a sudden this flame just starts flickering out of your hand.
Yeah.
You've got a flame sort of hovering above you.
Does it help me get any vision better?
All it does is illuminate the fog. You
Damn.
can kind of see the outline of one wolf.
If I can kind of see the outline of one wolf, I want to throw the flame at the wolf that I can see the outline of.
Okay. Was that your attack roll there?
I can do the I'll do the hit. I'll do the roll to hit. There we go.
Uh,
Yeah, so that was the hit.
Okay. So
We can pretend that the first one was the hit instead.
right. Okay. I'll let you do that.
Really?
All right. Let's say yeah. So
Too nice.
as you
Yeah.
the flame falls up and it just goes up into the sky, just hovering above you, and you see the faint outline of this long snout and a sort of reflection of the fire off these huge teeth.
Oh god.
You sort of panic and you throw the ball in that direction, and it hits.
Should I roll for damage?
Yep.
Is that not the damage underneath it? Same score anyway.
Okay. So
5 again.
No, the damage is 1d8.
so
Got
as it
five damage
hits,
here.
Oh,
As it
yeah,
hits-
yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
So as it hits the wolf, it sort of got. That was terrible, but you know what? It squeals, and it sort of staggers back, and sort of part of its catches fire. It starts to roll in the snow, and then it sort of disappears once more. The rest of them
I've
start
angered
moving
them.
closer.
I've angered them. Sorry, guys. I'm just
Ah.
looking
Did
at
you not see
everyone.
the Liam Neeson film?
The rest of them move closer, just in your line of sight.
Okay, now that I can see the one ahead of me, can I just run at it and just fucking scream?
Before you
and
do
chop?
that,
Yeah.
can everyone roll initiative, please?
Oh, yes.
Oh, get the
Oh.
battle music going. Who's on the groove bot today?
It's all right. I've already got some battle
Oh.
music.
Dude, I'm rolling. I keep forgetting I need to roll in here.
I was about to type it then,
I
yeah.
was gonna
Yeah.
type it, so I'm not used to it.
Click them D&D Beyond buttons.
So poor.
Wait, you want to send the results of this roll to the turn
I just
tracker,
got
but
that
no
come up
valid
as
token
well.
was selected.
Still went through anyway, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I got it also.
Yeah, let's just ignore that then.
Okay.
Oh, VAR is -1. Dudley
Yeah,
rolled
I'm not-
twice.
Wait,
What?
One was very good and one was very
Yeah.
bad.
Oh. I don't know why it
17
rolled
wasn't
twice. I
high
clicked
enough
it-
for you, so you had another go.
I clicked it once and it.
Maybe that's what the valid thing is. I don't know.
Fair.
I didn't see the. I thought it was the start list then.
All right. So, can I get? Has anyone rolled above 20?
No.
Okay. So, can I get people who are 20 to 15?
Does my first roll count? Yeah, the higher one.
that's one.
Yeah, we'll go off the first one because that was what you rolled first.
I am between 15 and 20.
Okay, what's your number?
17.
You want to go next, Aid?
Yeah, I've got an 18 there.
So, 18, 17,
Johnny Flash has a 17.
17 for Johnny Flash. No worries. Okay. 15 to 10.
And I got 12.
I got 12
Okay.
as well.
Perfect.
I got a 10.
Perfect. So that's everyone. All right.
Let's just say I wasn't exactly prepared for a fight right from the get-go.
Right. Well,
Ooh,
we want to kick things off pretty quickly. So, top of the round. I will color code them now as well for you. Just makes things a little bit easier.
More a case of I meant more. My spell list is not particularly combat orientated at the moment, James. Is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Well, you are surrounded, so you better.
I'm gonna
think
have to be
about
a
what
little
you
bit
wanna do.
creative.
I wasn't joking
just-
when I said this is going to be.
I know. Does comprehend languages allow me to understand wolf?
Does not.
Damn.
How do I just quickly? How do I color code? I
Click
forgot now.
click on it and then click the little circle thing next to the settings button, and it's got
Yeah,
the
it's
colours
right
across the
underneath.
top.
Yeah.
So that button there, yeah.
Oh, oops. I'm not there.
There's the
No.
colours.
Which button?
So there's a button right
yeah,
next
I've got
to
it,
the
I've got
settings button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, top of the round, it's going to be one of the wolves, and it's going to take an attack at Gozor. So it's orange at the top of the round.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's going to bite at you. All right.
Oof.
So does 19 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Jesus.
Take 20 points of damage.
Did you take 2 points of piercing damage, please?
That was
Yeah.
close.
Okay. Next, Aid, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna take a step back so that I'm stood behind Gozor, this intimidating 7-foot lion man. I'm gonna give him some bardic inspiration, like stood behind him, almost like clinging to his leg. I'm just gonna be like, "Help! Protect me from the wolves!" And that's
Let's
What?
go, or you're giving.
Play me a song.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
so-
just
that music. It speaks to me.
It's just like magic coming out in this panicked little squeal of like,
Okay.
"Help!"
Yeah, fair enough.
I've never heard anything so beautiful.
Okay, and are you doing anything else on your turn?
No, I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to. In fact, can I hold an action since I haven't used an action yet?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, what would you like to hold it for?
If anything moves within like a close range of me, I want to vicious mockery it.
Okay, so just so I know, what's the DC on that?
The DC is it's a wisdom one of 13.
Perfect. Okay.
What's holding an action mean? Can I ask?
Yeah, so essentially, if you don't want to use your action on this turn, you can hold your action to wait for an event to happen. So if something does happen, then your action automatically goes off. So, for example, as Aid just said, he's holding it in case something comes closer to him, so he can use his vicious mockery. But you can do that. With that, it is your turn, Dudley.
Since that absolute plonker of a wolf decided to try and bite a chunk out of me, I'm gonna whack it back with my sword.
Okay, roll for attack, please.
Does that work? Oh no.
You can add
Bad rolls.
bardic inspiration to it, so roll another d6 and add it to that, and
Roll a
pray that
D6.
we hit. Yeah.
Right, he goes over. I've got a feeling he's not going to. Oh,
Oh,
Does not hit.
Oh,
So as you lift your sword up and you go to sort of lunge at the wolf, it sort of jumps to the side and starts snapping at you. It's angry. Anything else that you want to do on your turn?
no, I have no bonus actions to take.
Okay, no problem. Okay, Max, it's your turn.
right. Shit. Considering 8's kind of taken the slot I was gonna cower in, this is rough. I've got two wolves staring me down.
Balanced.
I don't know. I mean, no.
Yeah, you do have two wolves just staring at you.
Yeah. I'm gonna shift here.
Okay.
The question is, do I go on the offense or do I take the dodge action? Decisions. I'm going to do this actually. I don't know if this will come through fine, but we'll give it a spin.
Okay, just
that
the
did
one
not
magic
come
missile.
through. Yeah, I'm casting magic missile, but it should be doing 3 darts. I don't know why it's just done 3. It's done the 1 dart.
Yeah, you
Might roll
just
the other 2.
do it. Yeah, just do it. Okay.
So I'm spending between red and purple, basically. So 2 at red, 1 at purple.
2 at red and 1 at purple. Okay. So, so which ones do you want to distribute?
First 2 are red because I did say
First
the
two are
first
red.
2.
Okay. So, and then the other one at purple. All right. So, as you sort of step back on the defense, you sort of move forward a little bit more and start throwing. And out of nowhere, these sort of blue shards of light. 2 of them hit the red one. You turn around. 1 hits the purple. The 2 that hit the red sort of go whoosh, whoosh, right into its chest. And then you can see inside, just around the outside of the magic missiles, as the ends of them are still poking out of its chest, begin to illuminate this sort of blue light that starts cracking through the chest.
Okay.
And the cavity of the wolf has just burst wide open, and it falls to
God.
the floor.
Hell
Silent.
Holy shit.
yeah. Holy shit, I did not expect that to go so well. I'm just
It's already been
screaming
damaged
profoundly the
by,
entire time.
Already been damaged. So, the other wolf sort of stumbles back a little bit as it takes 2 damage. Okay, next is going to be the green wolf, and that's going to walk towards Buck, and it's going to try and bite him. Does 15 hit?
15 does hit.
Okay. It sort of sneaks forward. You turned around, watching Johnny as he's just obliterated the chest cavity of this wolf. You sort of stunned at the at what you've just seen, and as you turn around, you come face to face with this wolf's snout, and it takes a huge bite, goes for your neck, but just manage to dodge it slightly, and it hits your chest, and you take 3 points of piercing damage.
Damn.
With that, it is your turn, Buck.
I'm gonna swing back at Green angrily. Not rage angrily, just angrily. With my great axe. 16 hit.
It does indeed. Roll for damage, please.
10 damage.
Oh my god.
Oof.
God.
Box a fucking beast.
It
Strong.
sort of rips into your chest. It sort of shakes its head a little bit to try and pull out any flesh that it can. You manage to force it off, and with that, you lift up your great axe and just wham right into the back of the wolf. It is hurt. It is still standing, but it is very, very hurt. It starts squealing and limping and starts staggering slightly. Okay, next it is going to be the blue wolf. That has just sort of seen what's happened. It does look a little bit scared, but it's going to run and go for Var.
Can I drop my vicious mockery at it as it's coming? I'm gonna throw some snow at it and be like, "Fuck off, wolf!"
Yeah, no problem. It fails.
Oh yeah.
It's just sort of bows down to you as if it's submitting and starts yelping, like squealing.
It takes 1 damage,
Okay.
but on its next, what's the vicious mockery? Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, it has disadvantage on its next attack, though.
Yeah.
Paste
So
the spell
it's,
in the chat.
It sort of, you can see that it's quite affected by its eyes sort of widen slightly. It starts sort of, instead of growling, the growls turn to sort of half squeals. But it's still going to lunge at you now, actually. It was actually going for Var, but you've said that, you've upset
Oh
it.
no.
Does 9 hit?
It does not, thankfully.
Perfect. So you've upset it a little bit too much. So it's really not paying attention. You see little tears form in the pit of its eyes. It understood exactly what you meant, and it felt it. And it goes to snap at you, but reels back.
Bad dog. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, it is going to be purple. No, it's not. That's already gone. It was going to be red, and red is dead.
That's the
So
wolf noises for you. Sorry about that.
back to top of the round.
Me?
I haven't
It,
done that.
it
Barking at
is
me.
going to be orange.
No,
After you, sorry.
Yes.
I haven't done anything yet, and I don't
Have you
think
not?
Alex either.
No,
sorry.
I'm my initiative was 12 as well as dogs.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, I apologise. It is Alice. It is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna use produce flame again. And
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it at blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
That's a crit.
But I
Let me get the
accidentally did that
animations.
twice, but
Oh yeah.
oh, what do I do? I accidentally did that twice.
it's
think
the
you have to
first
go
one.
with the first
yeah,
one,
yeah.
don't you?
Yeah.
Best
Yeah, you would have been
result.
nice
Okay.
once.
So
Damn,
it does
I'm still
hit.
so excited. I have a
14.
fire animation ready.
14 does hit.
Yeah.
And it takes so you produce a flame. It's sort of creeping closer, trying to snap at Adolamin, but you bring out the flame and you just slam it right on top of its back, and it takes 4 points of damage. And it sort of shakes it off, and then it turns to face you.
Uh-oh.
Rich, it's your turn.
I'm gonna turn towards the wolf that's just fucking legged it towards. I'm gonna capture what Aid's character, Adolamin, just said to
Yeah.
him. I'm gonna interpret as him just saying to him, "You're not a good boy," and I'm just gonna fully agree with that as I slam my warhammer down onto the wolf.
Okay. Roll for attack, please. Does not hit. So as you say that, it sort of looks up at you, and it's sort of angry, starts growling at you, and notices you lifting up your warhammer and just dodges out of the way. Okay, now.
I know it's rolled them both there, but one hand and a shield, so it's not two-handed.
Oh, hold on. One hand and a shield. Yes.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
I'm not using it as a two-hander.
Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it still doesn't hit anyway. Are you doing anything else on your turn?
No. No.
Okay. No worries. Okay, now it's at the top of the round. So orange is going to take another bite towards Goza.
Come at me.
So it lunges at you, but you just lift up your shield and you manage to push it off, and it does not hit. Next,
Rolled?
now it's actually sort of down a little bit further, and it's growling again at you. Okay, Aid, sorry, it's your turn.
Okay, it's spurred on by the fact that the last one worked. I'm going to shout at. I'm shouting at the orange wolf this time. I'm turning round. And I'm like, "Bad dog, bad! Shoot, go on, get away!" And I'm vicious mocking him again.
It succeeds.
Just going around.
Oh yeah!
Hey, everyone's a bad boy.
One damage again.
One damage again.
Oh.
You usually follow the secondary effect, though, don't you?
Yeah, so that disadvantage. That's what it's about. And that's my turn done.
You can see this one now sort of getting quite upset as well. But then it's you can see it sort of turn its attention towards you. You doing anything else with your turn?
No, that's it.
Okay. Max, it's your turn.
Seeing purple is probably eyeing me down. I'm going to cast Mind Sliver at it.
Okay.
It has to do a DC 13 intelligence save. And on a fail, it takes 2 points of psychic damage. And it also
Yep.
have some... Hold on. That'll probably be easy.
Okay. Well, it succeeds, so...
Ah. Uh-oh.
No, you succeed. That's
I
that's
succeed.
what I mean.
Okay,
You
cool. So,
succeed. The spell succeeds.
oh, cool. Okay, phew. He takes 2 psychic damage,
Okay.
and bad things happen on its next saving throw.
Okay, no problem.
Don't think that's going to come up this time, but yeah,
It might do.
he might get upset at
vicious mockery.
more harsh words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
The combos.
Next, it is going to be purple. Purple's going to start creeping towards you. After it sort of felt its brain being pulled sort of towards you as it starts to hurt. It's got a splitting headache as it takes 2 points of psychic damage. It starts creeping towards you and it's going to take a bite at you. 5. I'm assuming that does
Misses.
not.
Holy shit! Yeah, that misses.
Yep. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So it lunges at you, but you sort of manage to just dodge out of the way. And you. Okay. Buck, your turn.
Is it not my turn?
Yeah, it wasn't. Goes are gone.
Sorry, did you? Sorry. Yeah, it is your
I
turn.
rolled 17, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's alright. Don't worry about it. Well, seeing as though orange has turned its attention past me, to the little fella behind me, I'm going to take the opportunity to just swipe at him with my sword.
Okay. Roll attack.
Come on. Oh,
That hits.
18. And the damage is that one. 4 damage.
Okay, perfect. You lift up your sword and you, as it's sort of closer to the ground after the vicious mockery, you can see it sort of distracted. So you lunge your sword into its back, and it takes 4 points of piercing damage. Are you doing anything else on your turn?
No, I cannot do
Okay.
anything else.
Perfect. Okay, Bok, it's your turn. Sorry.
Alright, I'm gonna slice down at green again with my great axe.
Okay. Roll attack.
13 hit.
Just hits. Roll damage, please.
9 points of damage.
Okay. So as you lift up your great axe once more, you look it dead in its eyes, and it can see what's about to happen. Tries to dodge, but you are far too quick for it. You slam the great axe down, and it just splits its head right in half from the back of its neck. You can see as the head just sort of starts to peel open, and bits of blood and like gunge and brain just starts to drop down through the cracks, and it falls to the floor. R.I.P.
Rip
Okay.
bad boy.
Are you doing anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna move over here.
Okay. No problem. Okay, Alice.
I'm going to do the same as before and use produce flame.
Okay. Roll attack, please.
13.
Hits.
Yes.
Flame comes straight out of your hand, and you are sort of inspired. from the damage that you managed to pull off. You're a little bit surprised at how well it's going for you. Ball of flames goes up into the air. This time you put two hands in the air as if you like Goku casting a spirit bomb or something, and you bring it down on top of the wolf. It's suddenly just engulfed in flames, and it starts sort of darting about, crying, squealing. And you can't see it. All you can see now is just the slight flame, and then it stops and falls to the ground, and there's now just a fire burning away.
I'm just like gonna look around at the rest of the party, like side eye everyone. Anyone see that?
I take a little shuffle back away from you, just like half step.
Hey, Var or Rich, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna like admit that there's nothing for me to do on this side of the battle, and I can hear the commotion of Gozar in combat. I'm like, gotta get back to my travel buddy, but everyone's in the way. So I'm gonna run here. Actually, before I move, sorry, I'm gonna do, what is it called? It is called Toll the Dead on
Yep.
the purple one.
Okay.
Needs to do a Wisdom 13 save.
It has. So yeah, your spell has succeeded.
Okay, it's already taken damage, that one, hasn't it?
It's.
Yeah, it's like 2 damage.
It has, yeah.
Then it's 1d12 instead of 1d8. Ah, yeah.
Oh. So you sort of point your sort of hands towards it and you start chanting, and it sort of steps back a little bit as if like just shakes off a little bit of an itch as it takes 1 point of damage.
And then, can I move now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to move up beside it.
Okay. And is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn, yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah, fine. That's okay. Now it is going to be purple. Purple is going to take an attack at Johnny after the last attack when you fired bolts of glowing energy into its body and killing its friend.
I should have done subtle spells, so I didn't know it was me.
Does 19 hit?
Just a bit. Just ever so slightly.
No worries. Okay, you take 3 points of piercing damage as it sort of lunges forward, and it's sort of watching you try to dart around. And it grabs onto your leg and just starts shaking. It hurts you quite a lot.
Hurts me both
your leg,
physical and
your
soul.
leg is bleeding like mad. Okay. The wolf is then going to move around over here.
Oh,
anyone
did
want
you
to
walk
react
away
to
from
that?
me? I could try and bonk him with my stick.
Okay, try it. Go and roll for attack.
I'll try.
Roll for bonk.
Oh,
It hits.
it's one-handed. The thing is, I could deal 0 damage here, though. That's a very real possibility.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, that's max damage, by the way.
Okay, so as it bites your leg and sort of like takes out a little chunk of flesh with it, and you watch it sort of lift its head up as it sort of throws a tiny little bit of flesh into the air and catches it in its mouth and swallows part of your leg. Angrily, you lift up your stick and you just bonk right at the top of its head. It squeals. Amazingly, for some reason, it hurt it a lot. It is hurt.
Good.
Okay.
Bastard.
Top of the round. It's going to be Orange. Orange is going to take another bite at Gozor after you just stabbed it in its shoulder. And it also really doesn't like cats, turns out. So
Well, I don't like wolves either. Just so happens.
Neither do I.
so that's going to be 15.
That does not hit.
Does not hit. Okay. So it lunges for you again, but you're just too agile. Your feline features are just too quick for it.
Ooh.
Even in heavy armor, you're just really just nimble, and it can't seem to catch you. Next is going to be Aid.
Okay. I'm going to try to inspire Rich's character Var.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him some inspiration. I don't know what I'm gonna say to him though. I'm just gonna be like, oh, yeah, as it's moved, I'll be like, it's moved behind you, and try and sort of point out where it is, just to drop him that bit of an advantage.
Okay.
I'm going to do a quick jump 180 to face the wolf. Like, what?
No problem. Are you doing anything else on your turn?
I'm going to take a step sort of this way as well,
Okay.
away from the orange wolf.
Okay, no problem. And next turn it is Gozor.
Okay, I'm going to take another swipe with my longsword at orange.
Okay.
Just I'm going to take this bloody thing out. Oh, it's a 20.
Oh my
Oh,
damn.
yeah, okay, roll for damage.
Probably with the first nat 20.
This mofo's going
That's
down.
counted.
9 damage. Is that double on a crit? Or
Yep,
What's the
that's going
crit
to
rolls?
be 18 points of damage. Not that it matters. Not that it matters. So,
You did.
Oh shit, a crit.
Fast-
Hold on. Hold
fast, nimble, and agile as it sort of snaps at you once more, and you sort of dodge out of the way. You do sort of like this turn and bring your sword out of nowhere, like an icicle, just sort of
Can I get it in its
completely out of
mouth?
nowhere.
Can I stab
Yeah.
it right in the mouth?
And you sort of turn around and bring the sword back behind you, and it goes right into its mouth and comes right out at the other end, just skewered.
The other end.
It's a big
got
sword.
It's got a bit of
It is a
poop on
long
it.
sword.
It's a long sword. It's a bit of
You
poop on
pull
it.
it out. You pull it out, and it just sort of stands there for a second, and you see as its eyes just grey just starts to spread
Oh,
across
I like that.
as the life leaves its body, and it just falls into the snow.
I've taken my vengeance.
Okay, Max, it's your turn.
Right, where's that bugger purple? Right, I'm gonna send him some psychic damage his way again.
Okay.
Line sliver.
DC 13,
DC
yeah?
13. Yep.
The spell fails.
Fails. Okay, so it passes, so nothing happens. I'm gonna hobble away from it. Find the bigger people.
Yeah,
And
no worries. As you sort of
start tending
hobble
to the
away,
wound a
you'll-
little bit.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. As you hobble away, there's like splatters of blood that are being left in the snow. It's quite warm, so you see it instantly melts some of it.
Steaming, yeah.
I'll stand in the way, yeah, don't worry.
Okay. Next, it is But
I am gonna fold my arms and do nothing.
okay, fair enough.
Helpful.
Staying in character, I like it. Okay, next is Alice.
I'm gonna do the same as I always do, but I'm gonna move forward so that I'm kind of like over here now,
Okay.
and just produce flame and try and hit straight away.
It needs to be up 2 6.
Roll attack. It hits. So
Yay!
again, you flame. This time it seems a lot bigger than the last time. You are really inspired. You are just basking in your own glory at this point. Just an absolute awe that you've managed to do all of this damage to these beasts. But there is a little bit of sadness as well that comes with it because you are a druid, and you do love wildlife.
That needs must at the moment.
You push the flame towards the wolf, and before it can even react, it's already in flames. It squeals and it looks at you with the last second of its life, and you see sadness in its eyes, and it falls to the floor. As it looked at you, you got the sense that wasn't the wolf's intention to attack, and it falls and it stops breathing, lifeless. And you watch now, silent, as the snow starts to blanket the bodies and the blood already starting to be covered. And that's the end of combat.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of stay there looking, just watching what's just happened.
James,
Okay. Yep.
before the bodies get blanketed by snow, can I grab the 3 closest ones to the group together?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a nod towards Gozen and just say to him, the score, lad. I'm gonna grab the 3 bodies together, put them in like a triangle from each other,
I'll help you.
and I'm gonna cast my cantrip Sacred Flame on the corpses to set them on
Okay.
fire.
Okay. So you set them on fire, and people are sort of looking in awe as this cyclone or tornado of flames just starts circling around the bodies of the wolves.
And I'm gonna mutter to myself, Tine Orison, Glanandorfadus, Bon Salef Seal, and just stare in the fire for a bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna kneel before the fire.
No
So
He's
problem.
lost his mind.
What language was that? Was that Dwarvish?
Oh, it's not quite dwarvish. It's I was struggling to find actual English to dwarf and like translator. I could
I
find
meant,
half the words I was after, but not all of them.
I meant in character where you
In-game,
speak in
yeah.
Dwarvish in game.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Okay,
I was
I
going to
get
say
what you
in
said.
real life it's Scottish Gaelic. That
Yeah. What did you say? I can understand Dwarvish.
Same.
I said, Orison's flame cleanse the dark from this vessel.
Okay.
So
That's
as you say that, you suddenly hear a loud squeal, a scream out of nowhere. You look up, and the bright colours of the aurora that's in the sky just sort of explode. And a couple of you notice, and that's going to be Adriel and also Yuvar, that in the sky you see what looks to be a huge dragon as it flies very fast above your heads. Only you two notice it.
I'm gonna go over to some of the bodies and try and salvage any like clean cloth I can to try and tie around my wound, kind of thing.
I'm sorry.
As you start doing that, you notice that the fog starts to dissipate
Oh,
and it
nice.
starts to fall back. You now get
In an instant.
yeah, almost in an instant, as if by magic, one would say.
In the
Some might
sky,
say technology.
I'm gonna point in the direction that the dragon's just gone and say, "Did anybody see that?
Do what?
The the big dragon?" And I'm just kind of like shaking a little bit and confused, like looking like there dragon just flew past.
Must have been a trick of the eyes. There would.
So
What
I'm
would
just
a
gonna
dragon be
breathe in,
doing up
like,
here?
I saw that one.
you saw it.
I flew away. Nothing to deal with.
It looked like it was heading west, by the way.
Which just so happens to be the way we're going.
Okay. So as the fog has now cleared, it's still snowing, just not as heavy. As you look around, you can see the cage and the carriage all broken. You also see two bodies on the floor, not the bodies of the wolves, two different bodies. You can also see there's the two beasts that you heard grunting were two polar bears, which looked to be dragging the carriage. There were no other carriages around. It was just that one.
These two bodies, the ones off to the east of
Mhm.
where we're standing.
Yep.
Okay. Can I go and investigate one of the bodies?
Yep, of course you can. What are you
Head up
investigating
to
for?
the
What you're
polar
looking
bear
for?
as well.
Any clues of who they are or what group they belong to?
So looking at them, you notice that they are of dwarven. So the sort of like dwarven-ish. They don't look like regular dwarves though. They're sort of dark in color. As you sort of search in them, you do find 50 gold pieces.
Ooh.
You find a pair of snowshoes,
Okay.
and you also find a small bag of 7 misshapen black pebbles.
Okay. I'm gonna take 10 gold pieces out of the coin pouch.
Okay.
And then throw the coin pouch in the general direction of the rest of the party with the remaining gold.
You throw it, lands in the snow. Next to Var.
I'll scoop it up then.
The snowshoes, I presume they're dwarf sized.
They are dwarf size.
Okay, so they're gonna fit my big feet. I'm gonna throw them in the same general direction as the coin pouch.
Okay, yeah.
Because I don't want those. And these, so it's a little bag. And you said misshapen pebbles. Like what? How misshapen? Like what's so particular
They're
about these
just
pebbles?
different shapes. They're just not uniform. That's all. They're just
Okay.
black rocks. Sort of. They look a little like
black.
crystal-like, but they are sort of
Okay.
black.
Can I put it against the hole, like behind my ear? One of them at random.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You do that. Nothing happens.
Okay.
You
I'm
just
gonna
feel the
put them.
cold.
Okay, I'll put it back in the bag. I'll tie the bag and keep the pebbles for myself.
Okay.
I'm also going to pick
Yeah,
up
I'm
the
looking up.
snowshoes off the floor. Feel like, oh, could come in handy.
All right. Yeah, that's
I
fine.
missed the last 2 minutes then. I had to run to the loo. Sorry.
Doug found me some new shoes.
Oh, nice.
So, after you've sort of looked around a little bit, you don't seem to find anything else. There are no clues as to who these people are or what they wanted to do with you. So, is there anybody here who is proficient in medicine?
No.
I've got +5 in medicine.
Are you proficient in it?
Oh yeah, I am. Sorry, yeah.
You are. Okay.
Nice.
So, Var, you notice the type of dwarf. Being dwarven yourself, you notice the kind of dwarves that these are. They are horrible people. Like, you know that they are not very nice. You don't know what group they in particular they belong to, but you know that they are Dwerga.
Next turn. I'll say. Yeah. I'm gonna give one of them a kick and be like, "Ah, fucking Dwerga. They get everywhere."
Okay, you kick one of the bodies in the face, and its jaw just comes unhinged.
Serves your eye.
Draugr, you say?
Aye, looks like both of them are.
How peculiar. I thought they were strictly underground people.
Normally are, but it's dark enough up here, isn't it?
Matter of fact, where is here?
So, as you say that, and you're looking around, Adriel, you notice that there is a road sign, sort of just a little bit further down, probably about 40 or 50 or so feet away from where you are, just south of where you are. There's a road sign.
Yeah, I'm gonna point that out. There's a road sign there, guys. Maybe there's like some towns and villages nearby. I think we should head to one of these places. Let's go have a look, and I'm gonna go over to the road sign and have a look.
Okay, so on the road sign,
Mhm.
you look. It's sort of made of wood, and it's about 5 feet tall.
Shorter than
It's
me.
got icicles hanging from it, and there's just one sign, and it points in one direction, which is towards the south, and it says Bremen.
Okay. Does it say how far away this Bremen place is?
Yeah, it sort of says. I know exactly how far away it is. I just need to find it.
Is there anything on the other body, by the way, James, or was it just like a group loot kind of thing?
There was nothing of value on the other body.
Oh, I was. Can I salvage some cloth off him and stuff and just tie off my leg? Yep.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can take some of the cloth. They do have thick winter clothes on as well. So
Oh, thank God.
anyone who is small,
Okay.
you may want to sort of take those just as a sort of out of a hurt game hint. So yeah, it says it is 2 miles away.
Okay, I'm gonna I'll just shout over to the other guys. Guys, there's a town, it's called Bremen. It's this sign says it's about 2 miles away, but I'm getting really cold and I'm tired and I'm a little bit scared about the wolves that we just encountered. Should we make a move?
I'm well on board with moving there. I mean, this is just getting out of hand. The wolves, like, I don't even know what's going on with you guys. Like, you just hacked up a bunch of wolves and just burst them into flames. Like, what's
I
going
just
on?
look sheepishly, like a bit
I was
embarrassed.
going to say, well, don't think we've formally introduced ourselves.
Should we talk and walk? Walk and talk? I want to get going. I'm cold.
I can help with that. I can.
If you guys are
Speaking of
done
cold,
here,
you might want to grab these coals, Adelamin. I think they may fit you. Or you there, Sir Dwarf. He seems to be quite thick clothes, quite appropriate for the weather here.
Yeah, I'm going to
Are
grab
those
one of those
clothes
cloaks.
any thicker than my current ones, Doug? Doug. I'm so used to you being James.
Doug.
Are those clothes
They
thicker than my current?
they are specifically designed for this sort of weather.
Can I grab one of the sets of them then, please?
Of course.
Yeah, I'll get the
He
other
just
one.
spoke and he said something really funny, but he was muted.
Um, so they fit you quite well. Nice snug fit, Var. They are a little bit big for you. A Dolomin, is that how am I pronouncing it right?
Adolamin.
Adalamin.
Adalamin.
Okay.
Yeah, think Aladdin, and you're quite close, right?
Yeah. Okay. Adalamin. They're a little bit big for you, but they'll make do.
Yeah, I'm just going to like take a cloak and just like throw it over myself and wrap it round and keeping my loot like within the cloak as well.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So, what are you doing from here? You're going to make your way to Bremen?
Oh yeah.
I'm ready to head off.
I'm just going to be doing prestidigitation and warming up my clothes because apparently that is something I can do. I can just keep my clothes warm at all times.
Okay. All right. So,
I might just cast produce flame just
Just
to
hold it.
have in my hand. Yeah, to keep myself warm.
well, it's certainly going to help you see. It's
Oh, yeah.
probably not going to keep you that warm, but if you keep on moving, you shouldn't be too bad.
Okay.
So, you all sort of bundle together. You've introduced yourselves informally. You still don't really know each other very well, but you know you are in a situation. You've ended up here together. So you all set off in the direction of the sign that says Bremen. It does take you about 4 hours to
Okay.
get there. The snow is quite thick, and it is quite difficult to maneuver. So it takes you about 4 hours to get there. Eventually, you do come to so eventually you get to this town. It looks quite dingy and sort of old. Looks like an old fishing village. It's not very big. It's actually quite a small town. And you should be able to see the map here.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
Yeah, we
coming in
can.
from this direction here. So as you come down,
Okay.
as you come down, you see a few people sort of dotted about. It is sort of still twilight, so you can still sort of see a little bit. It's still quite dark, but unfortunately, that is as light as it's going to get ever. Still a few people sort of walking about. You can see people carrying carts of fish. What do you do?
Is there anywhere that looks like it could be an inn or a tavern? I'm like, my ears are peaked for the sound of mugs hitting tables, any jovial laughter, anything that sounds like a tavern or an inn. I'm like pushing ahead trying to find that.
Yeah. Okay. So you do hear sort of off to the west. There's quite a lot of noise going on in that direction. And there's people sort of carting fish in that direction as well.
Yeah, let's head over to that lot.
Okay. So as you sort of walk through this area here, and you find yourself here. There's a sign sort of just before you get into the area that says the 5 Tavern Centre. And as you walk through, you can see is exactly what it says on the tin. You see 5 taverns. All of them look beaten up, broken, not very nice. Outside of some shady-looking characters as well. You look at the signs, and you can see they do have sort of signs on there. So you've got one on the far end. So this one here. Everyone see that?
Mm-hmm.
That says, it's got a sign that says stones. Got this one here that is named Even Keel. The one next to that, the River's Mouth. And the one next to that, the Grumpy Moose. And the one closest to where you're standing at the moment is called the Black-Bearded Brother.
And I eye up which one serves bugbears.
Well, you're sort of looking around, and there seems to be a mix of all different races in sort of all of them.
Any bugbears?
You don't see any bugbears.
Okay.
I just kind of say to Johnny, which one do you think looks the best?
Oh, I don't know. Which one does look the best?
As you are sort of discussing where which one you should go to, someone sort of walks past and sort of catches your conversation, goes, "All right, I'm sorry to eavesdrop, but I wouldn't go in any of those places. The
All
best
right,
place,
Hagrid.
best place for you to go is probably Buried Treasure. It's a bit of a nicer establishment. The guys who own these ends are they're a bit of arseholes, if you know what I mean."
Oh, is their ale
Ah.
quite shit, good sir?
To be honest, all the ale around here is shit.
Ah,
Which direction would you say this buried treasure was?
Yeah, so he sort of turns round and he starts pointing sort of southwest, and he says, "Right, if you just head down there, you just get to a main road, head down, and it's the last. You take another right, and it's the last building at the edge of the town."
Oh, thank you. Thank
Um,
you, good sir.
thank you, sir.
How much do they cost, though? We're we're not made of
Oh,
money.
Don't
What's
worry. I can
average?
work. I can work out a business deal like we normally do. I have that covered. But good sir,
If you sure.
where I may or may not have a feature for it. So I got it. I got it covered. Where are we in the Sword Coast, good sir?
Oh, why, this is the Dale.
The Dale,
north.
as in
What?
Icewind Dale.
Aye?
I'll turn to both Edriel and Adelamin. How the fuck did we get to the Icewind Dale?
My eyes just like really wide. I'm like, what the fuck?
That is so far away. I knew that tip was bad. I knew it.
We're not
That's-
even. I want to be in Waterdeep.
Well, you're a long way from Waterdeep, that's for sure. And good luck getting back.
Oh,
sorry,
how
sir.
so?
What
Is there
would stop
no
us from getting
cards?
back?
Well, the weather, of course. Didn't you know?
We heard that the Dale has quite bad weather, but is it anything out of the ordinary?
Well, it's the Snow Queen, of course. Don't you know about the Snow Queen?
I do not, good sir.
Frostmaiden. For real. She's been casting her spells for the last couple of years. We've been snowed in, cut off from everywhere else. The spine of the world is just... it's too dangerous to pass.
How did we get here then?
Well, I don't know.
They just look at the others like, how
Oh,
long has it been
shit.
since we were? What the hell happened to us?
I am not sure. You gents there. I believe your name was Var, Bok, and Gozel. I believe. Do you have any idea what's going on here?
Where are you from?
Traveling this way actually before, and didn't know we weren't able to get in here. Bit lucky that we got knocked out and brought up and smuggled in. Really,
So you wanted to be here?
that's the message my god's given me. Got to come up here, find my champion, fight the evil, all the stuff those legends are made of.
It'd be worth us sticking together for a while and till we get a grasp of what's going on here. Something must be going on for us to all be knocked out in such a manner.
If you reckon you can get us free lodging, then I don't see why not.
Well,
I'm gonna flex, crack my knuckles, and strum my lute and be like, "I'm pretty sure we can work something out."
Let's say we have a very specialist set of skills.
And it involves awesome entertainment. Not hunting and killing people like you might think.
Do you think they'd appreciate the entertainment here?
It looks like they're dying for some entertainment here. I mean, this is the
this is
bleakest
easy
place
money.
I've ever seen.
Easy money.
Don't say that too loud. I hate you.
Well, they'll know about us all too soon enough. Did we ever decide on a name for a traveling group?
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Good.
Come up with a name quickly.
Come on, random name generator. Go, go, go.
Yeah.
Was it a band?
Kinda.
Let's just say the Adolamin's the
Woman.
face, and Edrel and myself provide support in various capacities. We have pyrotechnics, we have fireworks, with the full works.
The Johnny Flash experience.
Oh no, I'm not at the forefront here.
Yeah, but your
I'm
name
not the
is.
lead man.
The guy that stopped you starts looking at you all and says, "Well, you're a strange-looking group. Don't get many bugbears up here. And is that a lion?"
I'm not too sure myself what he is, to be honest, friend.
Yeah, I just take
What
a
are
good
you,
look at
Gozo?
him for the first time.
I am a Leonin. I
What's a
hail
Leonin?
from Leonin. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. Johnny Flash has never seen one of you before, so I'm like, what the fuck are you? You're a mutant?
Well, we're nice folk. All you are welcome here. But I will say, good luck getting a room at the inn. They've been full for quite some time now. Don't get many travelers, and the rooms are taken up by the sec.
The what?
The sec? Ill.
But why are they?
Oh, ill.
Why are they sick? What's wrong with them?
Well, the cold is. It's been hard on these folk. And medicine is hard to come by. So many
Have
people
you
have perished.
tried turning to your gods?
Well, I'm afraid our gods have left us. The only god now is the Frostmaiden. We do what we can to appease her. We put out all of our fires. And we go cold for the night as tribute. So,
That sounds horrendously uncomfortable, sir.
well, it's what we have to do.
Why?
No, it works.
Well, she hasn't bothered us in quite some time, so I guess it does work.
And we'll keep that in mind. Won't try not to break your customs.
Well,
Now we
Best
must
left
go
foot warm.
find this
it'll be dark
buried
soon.
treasure you were talking
Well,
about.
darker than here anyway. Yeah, the buried treasure inn. It's just down there. Lovely lady by the name of Cora. She runs that establishment. She's very nice.
Should we mention that you yourself sent us her way, good sir?
Sure. The name's Robbie.
Your Robbie. Pleasure to make. Oh, I can't speak. Make your acquaintance, Robbie. The name's Johnny Flash. And these are my compatriots Adalamin and Edrael. And these gents here are Gozorvar and Bork.
Well,
Nice to meet you, bud.
pleasure's all mine. Better get
Snog.
back. It's gonna be dark soon. Well, darker than what it is. So,
Gets darker.
well, this is about as late as it gets. The Frostmaiden casts a spell every night. You've probably seen it. It's the pretty colors in the sky. The that's a spell that stops the sun from coming up.
My word, that's quite scary magic to possess.
Is there really somebody who's like gifted in the arcane enough to stop the sun from rising?
If they're a god or a demigod, anything's possible.
He's a god, so she scared off our gods. They sort of left in a hurry when she turned up. Anyway.
Lament it. Not a good scare, Kurgek.
He just looks up at you and he's like, okay. and he's right, I'll be seeing you. And he sort of heads off.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And he sort of sticks his hand out and waves as sort of an acknowledgement.
And I believe
Okay.
we have an audience to gain and some lodgings to get.
Mhm.
Yeah, fingers crossed they've got some rooms to spare. Because I don't particularly want to be sharing a room with any sick people.
Well, we'll see. I'm so sure we can sweet talk our way into some nice rooms.
Doesn't sound
Well-
like any rooms are going to be nice if we can't keep warm.
Well, I have means to try and warm the place up, I suppose. Yes, Spock. Sorry.
I'm going to point back at the other inns and just say, those look empty. We just go in there.
I wonder why, Bok.
Maybe they're empty for a reason, yeah.
I mean, he's got a point. We could try and use our musical magical talents to sort of bring them some more custom. Maybe that would encourage them to give us a room for the night.
Or we can try the nice place first.
I say let's try the nicer place first. And then if we got no luck, then we'll come back here. It looks a little bit dodgy by here.
I'm just going to shrug and gesture at everyone to lead the way.
Okay, let's make our way there. We'll go to the buried treasure, I guess.
Okay, so you head into the buried treasure inn. It's this building here, for everyone's reference.
Oh, wow, it's really right at the bottom there, isn't it?
So you head down to the buried treasure inn. Outside, you can see, there's quite a few people in there through the windows. It looks a little broken down. Certainly not as bad as the other 5 inns that were there. As you walk in, it's quite bright. It's vibrant inside. People seem to be having a good time despite the bad weather. In the back, you've got the bar, but in the center, you have a little bit like the yawning portal. You've got like a big sort of circular brick sort of thing in the middle, except it's not a hole. It's just got a big fire, and above it is hanging lots of different meats, fish, and all sorts of things. As soon as you go in, it just hits you, the smell of food and drink. What do you do?
I'm like
Get some
rubbing my
meat.
hands together.
Oh,
Yes.
we might have hit the mother
What
load.
it's about.
I'm gonna just push my way through and get myself some meat off the hanging.
I'm just gonna
thingies
take
over the
some.
fire. Yeah, I want meat.
Okay, you
I
go
just
in.
like rips them off with my hand.
You take some meat. No one seems to care. No one seems to be bothered about it.
Cool. I'm gonna eat.
Okay.
Okay, I want to go up to the barkeep or whoever looks like he's might own it.
Okay. As you walk
He or she.
to the back, to the bar, you see behind the bar is a sort of short dwarven woman with red hair. It's starting to grey a little bit. She's sort of middle-aged. Looks like she's about in her late 40s. And at the moment, she's sort of tending to a human male with sort of dark, scraggly hair. Looks a bit matted in places, and he's got a short but unkempt beard. And they sort of seem to be having a conversation. So, what do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna go up and if there's any is there any like stools by the bar or anything?
There are, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb up so I'm like taller than usual, and sort of I'm gonna like lean on the bar, but lean quite far onto the bar, so I'm like in her eye line, and just like look at her and smile, trying to
Okay.
sort of surreptitiously, not so surreptitiously get her attention.
Yeah. So she notices you and just sort of holds her hand up just to say one moment. And after a couple of minutes, she sort of walks over. It seems like behind the bar is like a step, like it's almost like a stage that she can sort of walk up and down. Makes her so you sort of seem taller. She heads over to you and says, "Right, sorry about that. How can I help?"
Hello, my travelling compatriots and I were just wondering if you'd got any rooms for the night.
"Oh, I'm so sorry, dearie. I'm afraid we're at capacity."
You're completely full, no rooms at all.
"Aye. See, the sick and the needy. There's just too many of them. And they've been filling our rooms."
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Barring that, I was just wondering where the music is in here.
"Oh, well, truth be told, truth be told, truth be told, we're probably going to be closing soon. Getting to that time of day, you know."
Well, I've always thought that a tavern isn't really a tavern without music, and some of my friends and I actually provide a service of making a bit of music in a show. So if you ever need some, perhaps another evening, maybe we could do a trade. We'd be happy to, play for a small amount. We could maybe excite your customers, get them to get more drinks in, perhaps bring some more people in that don't usually come.
Well, I can't afford to pay you, but I'll certainly feed you.
That will do just fine.
And that'll include that one there, eating my meat. And she sort of points over at Bok.
I'm just fucking tearing at it and just stuff on my face.
Oh, I've never seen
Um,
him before in my life.
Right, you did come in together.
Yeah, he sort of just Yeah, I don't know. He was hanging around outside.
Make a deception check.
We're going to come back a later time with him again. It's going to be even more sus.
Oh, we
Night
got to
one.
know.
All right,
I'm gonna
fair
say
enough.
like he was just some guy hanging around outside. He seemed a bit shifty, and we just sort of came in and trying to get away from him, but he followed us in.
Shifty.
All right, fair enough. Oh yeah!
How about we
I'm
give
gonna,
Just
you
shouted
a
over
minor
at Bart.
taste? Oh, God.
I'm gonna just turn and look at like there's meat sort of hanging out of my mouth. I look up at the noise
You'll be paying for that.
and just sort of like a small nod of yeah, I know, and
Okay.
then goes back to eating.
All right, well, whatever. And she turns over to you guys and says, "Would you like a drink?"
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
wouldn't
Will.
pass up on a drink and a warm plate of food, that's for sure.
All right. What will
How
you
about
have?
a little teaser of a show? Just we'll trade a meal for a show.
Well, you can come back tomorrow. We are going to be closing in. And she just sort of like looks around out of the window, sort of towards the door, just to sort of get a sense of what the time is. Probably in the next 20 minutes.
Don't worry, Johnny Flash only needs 2 minutes.
All right, well, go ahead then. And
I love how everyone missed that joke.
I
I've
laughed.
got it. I
I
just
did.
don't.
Laughed.
I was laughing. I was bawling with laughter.
Oh,
and she
thank
says,
you.
she just says to
Oh,
the
that's
to the
just
others, like,
fact.
"All right, would you like a drink?"
Yeah, we'll have whatever you're offering. Preferably with alcohol.
It's homemade. It tastes like pesh, but it's what we have.
It can't be worse than water deep ale, so I'll have one.
All right. And she sort of steps down and she starts pouring drinks and she brings them back up. There you go.
I'll take a sip. Does it smell like piss? Well, does it
It
taste like
tastes
piss?
like
rather?
absolute shite. It is
Oh.
the worst ale you have ever had in your life. It is
Oh, this
so
is
bad.
worse than piss. I'll do some prestidigitation to make it actually drinkable.
Okay.
I'll
Fair enough.
pass. I don't want a drink. I'll have some tea. Warm me up.
Don't have tea here, dearie.
Ah.
Just ale and just mead.
I have tea at a cold place.
Just do thank you.
Well, the ale's warm. And so's the
Thank
mead.
you.
Hot ale.
Um,
I will
so,
have water.
and she says to you as well, all right, well, if go take a seat and I'll be back out with some food.
Awesome. Should we get the mini show going then, Adalamin? Adrel?
Yeah, thank you so much. What was your name again? Sorry,
Cora.
Cora.
Or a tea leaf.
Shouldn't forget that, really.
Her name isn't Cora Tea Leaf. This is genuinely in the book, by the way. It's not a name that I've stolen.
Or coffee grounds.
I just thought you loved me.
Her name is Cora Mulfoon.
Mulfoon.
So that's Mulphhoon.
Wow.
Cora
Whoa.
Mulfoon.
Amazing
So-
name.
So you three are going to sort of put on a little mini show. Is anyone going to the table to get some food?
I'll go to the table to eat.
Yeah, I'll sit down
Okay.
and
Taste on the meat rack. We'll stay over
All
there.
right. Okay. You stay over there.
Me
You
and
guys
Var get a table.
set up music. All right. Will one of you roll a performance check with advantage, please?
Oh, I will. I'm gonna like climb up on an empty table
I was
and
going to
start
say, do
like
you-
addressing the audience.
All right.
we will
Plus
assume
9 roll now.
positions ready with the special effects.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start like with a strum of the lute. I'm gonna sort of start weaving the beginnings of a story.
Doves come up my sleeve.
So 15.
Let's hear the story.
Again with advantage.
Oh, again with advantage.
Okay.
24.
You
Holy
instantly
shit.
I wanna
catch
hear
the
the story,
attention
Aid.
of everyone in the everyone's eyes are sort of set on you three.
Okay, I'm going to set the scene of like an icy wasteland. We come and
Okay.
find our hero, emblazoned in his gold armor. His blonde hair streaks back in the wind, and there's like sound effects.
I'm making wind effects and everything. Don't worry, I got
Yeah,
it. I can make a
the
wind
background,
effect in the
and, like,
cast.
the lute's gonna
It
be, I'm
sounds
gonna be strumming the
phenomenal.
lute.
Sounds
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. Everyone is completely entranced.
And like the sort of somber, slow music is
So,
like coming from
everyone
the
is-
lute. Oh, go on.
Everyone's what?
Has he logged out?
No, I'm here.
Oh, what did you say?
I just
You just
stopped
said
because
everyone's.
no, I stopped because Aid was still
Oh.
sort of telling story.
Oh, speechless.
Yeah, I was completely. I'm in complete awe. So everyone is entranced by this story. Like the sound effects and everyone is like just wide-eyed and look like they're really enjoying it.
Okay.
Var,
Oh, go on.
sorry, just a second. Sorry, Var. You notice that there is one person in the bar that is not entranced by it.
Do I notice anything about them, like what they look like?
Yeah, it's the same human male that Cora was speaking to before she served you guys. He's sort of glancing over in your direction, and you notice as he sort of gets up and starts walking towards you. So before I continue with that, go on, Aid. Sorry.
I'm gonna tell the story of like this great warrior who, on his travels through the Iceland, he's going to be like in golden armor with long blonde hair and a sword and a shield, and he's going to get attacked by a pack of wolves, and he's going to smite one of the wolves down, and then the rest of the wolves are going to like become his pets, and he's going to take them with him as his like band of wolves to go off on his adventures. And it's basically, I'm just like glamorizing the events of what
Like we
happened
just
earlier.
did.
Yeah.
Of Gozo
Perfect.
is the
Yeah, perfect.
the man of it.
Gozo's sort of smiling like, yeah, that's me.
But
No,
I'm
no,
like
I don't
really
care.
hamming it up.
I don't care for music.
All right. Well, he doesn't care. He's just like, yeah, whatever. Fuck you guys. That's what he said. Right. So, as you notice the guy walking towards you, he sort of walks with a little bit of a limp, and he's sort of hunched down. He looks quite shady. And he sort of walks over to you and sort of in a hushed sort of tone says, "Hey, I apologize for eavesdropping, but heard y'all need a place to stay tonight.
Seems like a lot of eavesdropping's happening lately.
Will I be obliged to accommodate y'all this evening?"
What is it to you? Like, do you own an inn?
No, I don't own an inn. It's a small house. There's hot food. As warm as it can be.
So are you? Can I ask?
Of course. I apologize. The name's Hayden. Hayden Sadler.
Hayden Sadley.
Sadler. Sadle.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Sadler.
Sadler, like from Jurassic Park.
That's Sattler.
Oh, that's Sadler.
Oh, that's good.
And he sort of, as he's sort of looking down at the ground, like he looks quite nervous, and then he sort of like his hands. You notice that he's sort of rubbing his hands together, not in a sort of deceitful way or like a sort of evil mastermind sort of way.
Are you cold,
More
sir?
more like a nervous tick.
Oh.
And he's sort of looking at the ground, and he looks back up at you, Var, and he says, "Of course, I was hoping y'all would help me out with a favor.
What type of favor?
Well, why don't we talk about that over some hot stew? My wife made it. It's not that good.
I
But it's
mean,
warm.
we've got hot food here that our friends have just earned us. We can talk and then afterwards we can go.
At this point in the background, I'm just like shredding on the loot on the table. Just
Yeah.
like,
Oh, Eruption by Van Halen on a lute.
yeah.
All right. All right.
Play the
all
flute
right.
with you if you want.
Why don't you roll a persuasion check for me, please? Var? He sort of looks up and says, look, I know it's strange, a stranger coming up towards you and asking for a favor in exchange for lodging. I don't mean anything bad by it, and you can refuse. My home is still yours for the evening. I wouldn't want to see y'all go cold, 'cause there's no room here, and the other places, well, I mean, I'd personally rather sleep outside. I don't mean anything ill, and I ain't dangerous. I just need help.
Can you give me 1 minute? And I'm
Mhm.
gonna stand up at that point and just walk towards the bar. And I'm gonna ask, alright, what does she know about that Hayden fella?
Okay. So Cora
Leave me with them.
comes up to you and says, "Oh, Hayden, he's harmless. He he's lost a lot." Who's that? Oh, okay. Oh, thank you for that.
It's all right.
Yeah, he's lost a lot. He's a tortured soul, you might say. He recently lost his wife and his son. Same week.
He's,
Not taking it well.
he's
You
asking
know,
us for a favor. Have you any idea what he'll be after?
I'm afraid not. I can tell you, he's a good guy. Been here all his life. Runs a stable.
Alright, can I get a jug of ale then, please?
Of course you can. And she sort of jumps down and gets you some ale. Sort of puts the ale into a bucket in the back and just sort of fishes it out. You can see the broth and stuff dripping from on the outside of the mug, and she sort of puts it down on the table for you. There you go. That's on the hoose for
Fantastic.
this lovely entertainment.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna head back to the table and sit down.
Did he say anything to me while Var was gone? Or did he keep
He just
quiet?
sort of looked quiet, looked sad, looked nervous.
Nice kitty.
I'm just stalling.
You rub your head against him, Doug, clearing away.
Claw him.
Scratch on your chin.
So
I'm
you
gonna
sort
sit down and say to him, like, all right, we'll come have a look. Just wait for my friends to finish their segment.
Thank y'all. And he sort of, I'll be at the bar. Just
All right, can grab you in a
come
bit.
get me when you're ready to go.
I'm finished eating, but I've worked up quite a thirst from all that salted meat. So I'm gonna head over to the bar and just sit, lean forward, and go. Me a drink, please.
Right, dearie. You can have your drink after you've paid for that meat you've eaten.
Mm,
10 copper pieces, please. And
okay,
then 3 for the drink.
I put 13 copper on the table.
Thank you dearly.
Do you have money?
Grab my ale. And yeah, found money, didn't I?
Oh, did you? Sorry.
And I take a drink from it and then I put it back down and I point to the table and say, and how much did they pay?
Oh, same.
The same.
3 copper for the drink, although they haven't had any food yet.
I just turn away and sort of wander off with my mug.
Just looking for a table to sit.
Walk away, yeah.
As you're walking away, you hear a bell. Ding, 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 ding. All right, you inglets. Last call. And then sort of people start swarming the bar.
I'm gonna chug my ale and
straight
throw the
back.
mug to the ground and go back.
It just bounces. It's made of wood, so it just bounces off the floor. You head back. Just to sort of speed things up a little bit.
Yeah.
You manage to get another drink. It's going to cost you another 3 copper.
Yep, that's fine.
And everyone sort of heads over to the table. It's getting on a little bit now, so I'll try and speed this up a little bit. You have a very short conversation about heading over to Hayden's house, which you all agree to. Music stopped, and the inn is now closed. And Cora sort of shuts the door, and puts a sign outside that says closed. It's starting to get darker. You've noticed that, and the temperature's dropping again. And you sort of head up this way, but you're here. You look down to this sort of bit here. You notice there's a huge fire, and above the fire is a crane, which is holding like this big sort of bath above it. You can see a few people running up and down some steps, filling the bath with snow. And after a minute or so,
outside, sorry.
this is outside, yeah. So this is outside. This is here, just outside,
So
just
on
down at the cliff, yeah,
Okay.
sort of by the river. And you see these sort of dwarves and humans just filling this bath up with snow. And eventually, you can just hear. You're a bit high up, so you can't really hear what they're saying. But one of them's shouting, and then another one pulls a lever and releases the snow on top of the fire, and immediately extinguishes it. You can, as you look around you, you notice that people are starting to put torches out, and the lights from the houses and things are starting to go out as well, and things all dark. And as you're walking back, it's completely silent, just absolute silence. You head down towards over towards this house here, and Hayden opens the door. Says, please make yourselves comfortable. And as you all head in, and you sort of see some wooden couches with furs and stuff over it, just sort of around a fire that's now it's sort of still sort of lit, sort of timbering away. And he sort of closes 2 metal doors, waits a few seconds, and opens it. Smoke starts coming out, and the fire's extinguished. And he pulls out this pot that was inside there, and leans it down, and pulls out some wooden bowls and starts filling them and passing them around. And he sort of says, "Be here a sec. I'll get you all some warmer clothes." And he
Thank
heads
you.
upstairs. And he comes down with these furs, and sort of you're looking at them, and they seem like owl bear furs, really thick,
Oh,
good
damn.
quality winter clothing. And he hands them out and says, "Here, please, gift." And he sits down and he says, "All right, this favor. About 10 days back, me and my son were out hunting, and the weather got bad, and we came across a cave. I went exploring in the cave, just have a look around. My son lit a fire. Wish I told him not to, but he did. He lit the fire. I was gone for maybe 30 minutes at most. I came back to just kindling, just slowly burning away. Fire had gone out, but still, we're still a little bit alive. And my son's throat cut wide open with an ice dagger in his back. Dagger made of ice. I had to take his body home and present that to my wife. Grief overtook her. And she sat outside at the pyre, watching him burn until they put out the fire. Until they released the bath of snow, which buried him. We wanted to be buried together, but the ground is too frozen to dig, so everyone gets the same treatment. My wife got sick, real sick, and I tried to make her well, but I couldn't. 3 days ago, and
we're all there, right?
hold on.
Well,
Oh,
Sorry, hold on.
I was gonna say, no worries.
My mic's messed up. Did Johnny join?
no.
It's just gone really loud all of a sudden.
Alice
Right.
drop and rejoin.
Ah, right, okay. Right. So, he clearly looks visibly upset. He's really hurt by the fact that he's lost his family in such a short time. And he says, I was hoping y'all would find the person who did this. Be justice,
Are we all in there?
I'm gonna stay. I assume we're all there.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
gonna
all
stay
there.
stood up by the door.
Did
And I'm
we
gonna
even
say
try
to
to
him-
signal Bok to come slowly to it afterwards?
No, I
I
followed.
had to,
you
I had to
guys.
lure him there.
No, I followed. We got kicked out, and you guys are the only people I know, so I came with you.
It's
Yeah,
more a case of
everyone's
like
there.
Adalamin kind of lied, saying you weren't with us, so we tried to be inconspicuous until we turned the
I
corner.
just followed you guys out.
Yeah, no, everyone is there, yeah.
He's a
Go, go,
master
go.
of stealth. He's there in a corner.
I want
I
to say
hide in plain sight.
to
Did
this
he give
Hayden.
us Did he give us cold weather clothing
Phil
as well?
wants to do
Each of
something, by
us.
the way.
He did, yeah. He gave each of you
Holy crap!
this big
Nice.
giant bugbear cloak. There's different sizes. Not bugbear, sorry, it's not really
Yeah,
bugbear. It's
what?
owl bear. Owl bear.
Yeah,
I can't believe
pretty fucked up.
No.
Owl bear cloaks, and they're very good quality. So you've all got winter clothing now.
You have to wear your father around.
Nice.
All right.
It's listed
We was
under
gonna
cold
choose
weather
that.
clothing, by the way, in equipment.
So, yeah. So that's what he says to you. He's asking you essentially to hunt down the person who killed his son,
Well,
which
I want to say
ultimately led
to
to his
him,
wife's death.
he's told us that his wife is really ill. I assume she's died, or did he actually say that she died?
Yeah, she. So he told you that she had sat
In front of that
outside
pyre, yeah.
watching the pyre, which is what
Yeah.
you saw as you came out of the bar. You saw
Right.
that pyre. That's what that was.
Well, I'm not sure if I believe him because
Okay.
I won't tell him this part. Var had spoken to the tavern keeper, so I'm
Mhm.
going to say to him, I'm not sure about this because I've heard that your wife has passed away. So why is it that you told us that your wife had prepared stew for us all?
Well, truth be told, that stew is about 4 days old.
I'm glad I didn't eat any.
It's safe. It's perfectly safe to eat. It
I'm
doesn't
not
taste
eating
very
any. I
good.
don't trust
I
the guy.
filled up on meat.
But it's perfectly fine to eat. It's just But as you're eating it, there is a little bit of tinge of earthiness from.
Oh, that's
it
not the
being
wife, is it?
Not the
Right.
wife.
Oh,
Can I do
yeah.
an insight check to see if this is like his?
Absolutely.
Double.
Big roll.
You listen to his story and you find him to be 100% truthful.
I'm gonna turn my eye towards Gozo then and just give him a subtle nod and like a nudge to sort of sit down with us.
Go along with it. Okay. Well, I'll move close. I'm not going to sit down, but I'll move close into the room
Um,
and I'll keep quiet.
he
I won't carry on accusing him.
he just sort of says like, I understand that you don't trust me. I get it. I get it. We've never met, and I'm asking y'all to risk your lives. Y'all don't have to say yes. Y'all don't have to do this for me, but I'll let y'all sleep on it. All right.
What's in it for me?
Well, I can sort you out with some travel, some steeds, not horses, but much better than horses actually in the snow. I run the stable, and I've got some axe beaks. Y'all can have those.
Axe beaks.
It's an axe beak.
What's an axe beak? Yeah.
Wow, that
Aspen.
It's
That nice
just
scaly food.
you never seen an axe beak?
They don't tend to have axe beaks where we're from.
Imagine a giant chicken, but with a beak shaped like an axe.
Out of character. Is it kind of like a
okay.
chocobo with an axe for a beak?
It is right.
Pretty much
Okay,
a
so
chocobo.
We can talk about it.
yeah, I do actually have a handout for you for it. So
Oh,
I'll
shit,
send you that in a
nice.
minute. All right.
It's a hawk strike.
You can also have 100 gold pieces. With my life savings, y'all can have those.
I will take the 100 gold pieces and the steed. Who killed him?
Wait, you are going to share that, right, Buck?
I'm not sure actually.
Kill gets the gold. Right?
Well, I mean, y'all can sort that out between yourselves. Truth be told, I don't know who killed them or where they are. And I've heard whispers of other deaths similar in other towns, but I'm not sure. All I know is they kill the same way. Dagger made of ice. And I'm assuming that they are some sort of follower of Oriel, the ice god. But y'all do this for me, I swear. You can have those.
What are we hunting down again?
A murderer. It's someone.
The murderer, the one that
Yeah.
murdered his son.
The one that murdered his son and his wife. Well, not his. He didn't murder his wife, but his wife sort of
Is dead.
committed suicide by sitting outside.
Ooh,
Death by
You're
cold.
actually dead.
Death by cold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
she did.
His
Oh,
wife's
okay.
dead.
She really did.
His wife's dead. So
So
he
you the
says,
dead lady stew.
yeah. Y'all can sleep on that, make a decision tomorrow. And then he sort of nods and says, I would appreciate it if you didn't light any fires. And sort of heads upstairs and heads to bed.
I'm going to
Like
turn towards everybody else in the room. What do you guys think of this? I think I'm very grateful for the cloak that he's given us, and these warm clothes, and I think those steeds could be very useful in getting us out of here. I don't know where you guys need to go. Like Var, you said you wanted to be here, but we could probably do with getting back to Waterdeep. We've got things going on there, but I don't see any reason that we wouldn't do this. The guy's
Seem
taking
like
us
we
in, and
can get back to Waterdeep anyway, anytime soon.
But we
well,
need
I mean,
to.
we got to try, right?
Yeah, but if what they're saying around here is true, then I don't know how we got here, but it don't sound like we're getting back.
have
Well,
to
hopefully
agree
we can
with
find a
Adriel
way.
here.
We'll have to find a way.
I
I mean,
imagine a
Var,
couple
you
of
said
gold
you wanted
coins
to be
won't
here
go too far
anyway.
to help.
Any follower of Aurel that we can get rid of, that is a bonus to me. I'm happy to be here and do that task.
Okay.
Sounds like the best way we can do to track this person down anyway is to light a fire at night. So
You told us not to.
the best way to track one of these down by the sounds of it though.
I know. That's what I was thinking.
Maybe
I'm
if we
just gonna
find a cave.
Yeah, I think that's the first place we would want to go.
We're gonna head out straight away.
No,
I
give
was
it the night.
betting
I
my
say,
man.
yeah,
I'm going to bed.
yeah, I
Okay.
would take the night.
But I'm
So-
gonna look at Var and say, this murderer is the perfect sacrifice to fire. I'm all for it.
Gonna grin slightly.
And we're gonna go sit down, lean on my shield for a nice rest.
Okay, are
If
you all going
that's
to
not
sleep?
foreshadowing, I don't know what is.
Yeah, before I go to sleep, I'm going to just sit and play my lute for a little bit. Something nice and relaxing.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit down to meditate.
I'm gonna
Okay.
utter a prayer. Mumble it to
So-
myself.
As you all prepare yourselves for a night's rest, as you sort of play your lute, that sends Buck right to sleep.
Lullabies you to
seems-
sleep.
He's sort of like, instantly falls asleep. The rest of you, those of you who are sort of still slightly awake, so Adriel and I will get the pronunciation of your character's name right eventually, Aid, but your character.
Yeah. Might just end up shortening it.
And
Aid.
Lamb.
Adrian, there you go.
you start to sort of hear, as you sort of see out the window, the familiar pink and green light start dancing in the sky. You know now that that is Ariel, the Frostmaiden, weaving her spell to prevent the sun from rising. You start to hear a song, something you've never really heard before. It's beautiful. It has an eeriness to it, though, that sort of brings an element of dread. it just sort of waves, and it's sort of in sync with the waves of the aurora. And you sort of look out the window, and you feel your eyes getting heavy as eventually you nod off to sleep. And that's where we're going to leave tonight's session.
Ooh.
Are we gonna wake up in a cage again?
Well, you'll find out next week.
Groundhog Day campaign.
Are we good to click the long rest button then?
You are indeed. Yeah, have a long rest. Also level up to level 2, please.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Yay.
I get all my fun stuff.
Yep, same.
Okay.
Really good session. Holy crap.
I'm excited.
The ambience music was on point, by the way. So good.
Yeah, the ambience music was awesome.
I'm going to try and use that throughout the campaign.
Because I had to turn up, so when you mentioned there was music playing, it's like I'm sure James, like you had something on, but as soon as I turned it up, I was like, oh yeah, this is fucking creepy. I love it.
But yeah, that's the end of the first session. Make sure you're leveled up to level 2, and next week we'll pick up from where we left off, where you will wake up in a not so sunny but still quite dark Bremen, and
Nice.
you'll learn more about the characters you've met, and we'll see where it takes you.
Welcome to Germany.
Pretty much, yeah. Southern Germany, Bavaria.
Right, that was a really
Awesome.
good session one though.
Yeah, that was so
man.
cool.
And I already love the characters, by the way. I absolutely love the characters
I'm
already.
It's
excited
such a
to
good
go into
mix.
these characters, yeah.
Such a good mix of characters. I'm really happy
the
with
fact
that.
that Gozor and fucking Vaz already got me like, oh, what the fuck are they up to?
Yeah.
Isn't literally you trying to burn the fucking heretics? Is that what's going on? Purge the injustice of the world.
Extremist zealots.
Yeah. I knew it.
Dios Volt everything that they deem evil.
Doug was right.
Well, everything that you guys have sent me in terms of your backstories, what I'm going to do, I'm going to develop those individually. So you'll each sort of find out more about your past and, your sort of quote unquote destinies as the campaign progresses. And I'm hoping that it sort of gives like a nice sort of cool element and makes you feel more attached to your characters.
That's exciting.
Has anyone got any questions at all about the session?
No.
No, I don't think so.
I think I
was just gonna
spelled
say,
all the things I needed right.
Yeah. I was gonna say you
I
probably
actually
realize
took
Doc's
notes.
voice changes because I'm still trying to work out how I want to voice him.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Like my
changes.
my accents are so bad,
They
but
were
I'm
really
going to
good.
continue.
I really like your
Your
Korra.
voice
Your
is real
Korra was
good.
actually really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I
I-
liked your really the guy who we met in the street, Robbie, the West Country
Robbie.
guy.
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah,
took down
Robbie.
Robbie's
I
name.
loved him. I was like, "Hello, Hagrid," and then I'm like, "Actually, it's just me."
I actually need to write that down in my notes because that's a character I had to make up on the
You had to
spot
make up.
to sort of
It's just
steer you
me
in
when I've got a few drinks in me.
the right direction.
A helpful, a friendly face, I think, is referred to in Dragon Heist, right?
Yeah.
Friendly
Um,
face, yeah.
Keep that page handy.
But we're a long way from home, as they
These
say.
people.
Oh man.
I'm gonna mute and deafen myself and close off the stream. But yeah,
Okay.
thank you very much for the session. I'll probably jump off afterwards because I am on the early shifts, so I will.
Yeah,
No
I'm
worries.
going to be
catch you
jumping off. I'm
guys
in at
Monday
8:30
for
tomorrow.
sure. Right.
Cheers,
Cheers, guys.
Yeah,
See ya.
it's really fun.
I'll see you later.
There you go, guys. Thank you very much for joining us for session 1 of Icewind Dale. Really fun stuff. We'll all be hitting level 2 and trying to figure out why on earth we've been dragged up to this part of the world. Bit outro time. Woo! Basically where I put the stream ending thing on and play some ads. So, ready, So yeah, back again. I think we confirmed at 8 o'clock going forward on every Monday. So we'll see how Motley Crew trying to survive this tundra effectively. And next session is Wednesday, which is Curse of Strahd. Hopefully it starts at 7:30, depending if everyone's on time and all that stuff. But yeah, it is Curse of Strahd, I think. Yeah, Curse of Strahd. But yeah, see you guys Wednesday. Thank you guys for watching, be it from the Discords or just general finding the channel via Twitch. Yeah, click, like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Yeah, catch you guys in a bit. Bye.